I want to go to House Ways and Means Committee Chair Jason Smith, kind enough to join us right now. And Chairman, I was thinking about, you're busy trying to, deal with some of the big economic problems in this country. And today you're looking at an economic package that will include tax cuts to small businesses and all the rest. But you're getting lost, or everything else seems to be getting lost in all of this. Does that concern you?
Neil, it's quite disappointing. What you're seeing about the double standard right now with President Trump, it is very concerning. We've crisscrossed this nation meeting with real Americans, small business owners, and farmers about the issues they're facing in today's economy. And that's why we're pushing this package. That's what we need to be focused on, and that's what we need to deliver for the American people.
What do you think of the way this has been handled? It's certainly not like the Alvin Bragg case, but a lot of your colleagues, Chairman, have been saying that there is a double standard and that he is being treated unfairly. Do you agree with that?
I mean, this appears to be actions that happen in third world countries. I do think that there's an absolute double standard. Classified documents were found in the garage next to the current president's Corvette. They were found in the Penn Biden Center. They've been all over the place. There was classified documents found in Vice President Pence's possession. I'll tell you, based on the whistleblowers that came to Congress, I think the DOJ needs to be looking under other leaves at other people than targeting the main political opponent of the current president.
You mentioned a lot about this economic initiative. You want to boost the economy and work on things post this whole debt ceiling agreement. But some of your more conservative members, Chairman, are still angry at the Speaker. The Speaker had to sort of postpone a lot of the initiatives he wanted to pursue to deal with this. Some have called it a brush fire, nothing more, it'll go away. Are you worried that the party is now sort of being torn apart, especially some of the more conservative members who feel that the Speaker let them down? A couple of them, say vacate the chair. He should go because, he caved to the White House. What do you think?
Not at all. And Neil, I would say I'm in that bracket of some of the most conservative legislators in Congress, and I think the Speaker is doing a phenomenal job. In fact, we have delivered more with him being the Republican Speaker than what we did whenever President Trump controlled the White House, when Paul Ryan was the Speaker, and when Mitch McConnell controlled the United States Senate.
Tell those others who don't share that view? And you're right, I didn't mean to say that you weren't conservative, but they don't have that view. They feel that the Speaker let them down. What do you tell them when you caucus with them, get together with them? How does that go?
The issue with being Republicans is we're all independent thinkers, and we don't always agree. I clearly don't agree with them in the policies and the procedures that they're moving forward, but I do agree with them that we need to deliver for the American people. We're in a bad economy. We need to address that. We have a border that is absolutely porous. That's why we passed the first border security bill since George Bush was president. We're delivering on numerous items. Spending next year, Neil, will be less than this year. That will be the first time in my tenure in Congress that we've ever done anything like that. And that's definitely moving in the right direction.
Chairman, there's a possibility here that not only is the president dealing with this type, the former president dealing with this indictment, this 37-count indictment today, but there could be other indictments coming that go back to how we, acted during the 2020 recount, how he handled Georgia. All the various things that could come up, the January 6th issue and all of that. And one of these, he could be he could be convicted. And I guess what I'm saying is that won't stop him from running for president. It won't stop him from becoming president. Hard to say what's going to happen all these many months out. But if he were to pardon himself as president, what would you think of that?
That's a lot of ifs. What I will tell you, what is absolutely disturbing is that you have the leading opponent to the sitting president that has just been charged by this current president's DOJ on things that even this current president has his hands dirty on. I find that to be absolutely unacceptable, and that is reflective of what the American people feel like. They care about the issues at hand that face with them. They definitely don't want the current president of the United States, his Justice Department, to be targeting the former president, who just happens to be his main primary opponent.
But is there anything that kind of makes you feel uncomfortable, Chairman, about what has been revealed in this indictment, this series of indictments, this idea that the president was sharing and talking about top secret, top classified stuff with people he shouldn't have been talking to them about, and maybe withholding these documents from the National Archives when he knew better, or that he kept them stringing along? Is there any part of that that makes you think, yeah, you didn't behave in the best way?
You know, he's not the current president. What really alarms me is what the FBI whistleblower that came forward last week, that actually his allegations of illegal activity of the current president, which is Joe Biden, that is extremely alarming. And all these whistleblowers that came forward, I've had numerous whistleblowers in the Ways and Means Committee that came forward about issues with the Department of Justice, issues with the IRS, and issues about investigations
that's all
of
a fair point,
prominent
Chairman. All
individuals.
A fair point and worth
That's huge
exploring.
concerning.
You're quite right. But I am curious what you make of Donald Trump's behavior here in this particular case here, and with what we're told were hundreds of documents over the course of this period.
You know, the facts will play out, Neil, whenever we look at this. But what we do know on the face is that it seems like it is a double standard going after Donald Trump, which the American people are not going to be favorable about that. And I think Joe Biden and his Department of Justice is going to see exactly how much they disagree.
You don't find anything objectionable in what you've seen thus far in Donald Trump's behavior?
What I find objectionable is the DOJ has so many greater issues to be investigating and looking at, instead of the leading opponent to the current president of the Justice Department that's controlled by him.
Understood.
That is alarming, and I think that needs to be looked into.